Good morning. Well, today is another painting day, and I last night I had one painting left to do for Artaboyne, and I thought I knew what I was doing. There was a piece that had already been started, and I just needed a few more adjustments. But I've just not been feeling it. I've been leaving it till the end because I thought it's not exciting me at the moment. It will get finished, and I'll adjust the bits that need to be adjusted. But I'm not super enthusiastic about it. So at the last minute, I've decided to do something else. The trouble is that I already put in my list for the exhibition, so it has to be the same size so that it can be the same price as the other one and be relevant to the title that I chose. So because titles are so difficult I find it really difficult to come up with new ones. And because I hadn't finished a lot of the work and I didn't know exactly what they were going to be necessarily, I chose names of gods and goddesses from various different cultures. So this one was Fides, so the goddess of trust and various other things, because I'd seen a nuthatch in the paint, and there's no gods or goddesses that actually have nuthatches in them, but I looked up the symbolism for a nuthatch, and because they are quite brave little creatures, they don't seem to be that scared of humans. They'll come quite close when they're around. The symbolism associated with them is trust, which is why I came up with the name Fides. So I'll show you. This is the one that I was going to try and finish. Now, this shape was actually there and there was colours, so I've just been trying to bring that out, but this is too chunky at the moment. This needs to get slimmed down, and because of the positioning on the branch, I was trying to keep some of the colours in there, but actually it just wouldn't be. The branch needs to be thinner in order for the nuthatch to sit kind of on top of it at that when it's at that angle. So this all needs sorting, and then there'll be more done in this, but not just now, unless the next one that I'm working on turns out absolutely awful, and then I'll just have to go back to plan A and resolve that one. So the piece that this is just a playboard, and this came about because I bought a new tub of gloss medium, and the first time opening it, and I put it on the desk to use it, and accidentally tipped it over, and about a quarter of it, these are quite expensive, that was over 20 quid, about a quarter of it spilled out onto my desk, and I couldn't just scoop it back up into the tub, so I had to use it. Now fortunately I had a couple of big paintings that were needing to be sealed, so and they were finished, so I was able to use some of it on that. And then I had some other this board that was just a blank piece, because it had spilled out onto my working surface. Now if I just turn this around and show you, see when I'm working and the paint goes off onto this paper, and I test out my pens and stuff on here, and I wipe off my wedges on it as well while I'm working, and this paper gets this amazing built up patterns and colors, and it's really cool. So obviously it spilled onto that, so I just ripped bits off and stuck them on as a collage underneath, which I hadn't, I don't normally do. And you can see this sort of papery effect underneath these parts here. That's the colour of the paper with the paint on it. And then I think I used up the paint from a palette. So this red and this orange, which I liked, and obviously these blue colours I always love. And I just had to play, you know, I've just scored through some of the paint, and was, you know, it's been sitting in the corner ever since then, and I'm thinking, oh, I really like that. I'm kind of quite keen to do something on it. Now, when I did this one, which is one of my favourites at the moment, this was also a playboard where I just put the paint from my old palettes and built it up, and then eventually I saw the shape of the raven in there. Or actually, I think this one's more of a crow than a raven, but I really like this one. I love the texture, and you know, it's turned out really well. And I thought I would love to do something else like that. Now that's on a panel, whereas this one is on a canvas. And although I finished an owl yesterday on a canvas, I actually quite like working on the panels. So I wanted to have another go. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So back to me, and let's see. So anyway, the story continues. Fides has to fit in with the name Fides, the goddess, and her symbol, one of the symbols that she has, is a turtle dove. So I thought, well, that's great. That's another bird. I do love my birds. So where, you know, I'm starting here. Normally, I'm starting with something like this, and I'm finding something in there, and then I just do that. But now I have an actual image in my head that I need to reproduce on here. But I still want to work in the same way. I don't want to just do something over the top and then build that up. I want to work with what's here already, because that's the whole point. That's what I really enjoy. So I'm going to turn this round again, because I think that will help me show you. Let's see. So I'm looking at this, and the first thing that leaps out at me is this shape, because to me that looks like a wing, and therefore that would be a back coming down into a tail, and then that would be just the part of another wing. So this works quite well for a turtle dove. Now ideally, because turtle doves have the mottling, the brown patches and the colour mostly on their wings, and my patch of colour is down the centre there. If it was flipped over, that would be perfect. But like I said, I always work with what's there, so I don't mind that. It's for me, these paintings aren't supposed to be completely accurate. So it's my representation of it. So, and I want to keep these patterns, you see, so I don't want to force that onto there, or vice versa. So I'm going to try and work with what is there. So this wing is coming down here. We'll have a tail down here, this other wing here. Now, if I can try and get it to focus, see, I can even see there's where I've put a bit of collage over. It actually curves around there. So I want to work with these shapes. I really do work with what's there, and I fit what I'm working on to the pattern. So if I go further up, I see, now I could have done, we'll see what happens here. I could have done the head pointing down that way, but I have spotted a beak up here. So now I'm going to try and make the form. So the head would come here, and this is coming down into the wing, and the beak will come up here. So it'll be looking up. I mean, this is large, so I would have to bring the head there. This won't be as large as it is. And then down here, I may include a little bit of this as the chest. And if not, then I'll just, yeah, no, I think I will. That would be the chest and then the wing coming down. So that is what I will be working on today. Nothing like starting a new project when you've only got a matter of a couple of days to go, but I've got clear days so I can work a lot on it. And the joys of acrylic paint mean it's, especially in this warm weather, it'll dry quickly. And then the next thing will be to sort of work out how to send the background away whilst keeping some of this texture and wee pops of colour coming through. And I'm just seeing there, like, I think that might be, trying to work out where the feet would be, but is there, that might be too high for a branch that it would be standing on, so might have to come down there, but that's not as important as this part. So that's my job starting today. If it all goes horribly wrong, it will be back to the nut hatch. So wish me luck.